America! That's right, because who else would stick a 700 horsepower Hellcat engine into a sedan? That's right guys, today I'm reviewing the 2018 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, the world's quickest, fastest, and most powerful production sedan. Let's hop right into it. Now obviously the first thing we've got to discuss here is that incredible powertrain. It is a 6.2 liter supercharged HEMI V8 engine that is shared with the Challenger Hellcat. It should be good for 707 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque, and it has a 6,200 RPM redline. Now to handle all that power, you've got a TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive, plus an active exhaust system, which sounds spectacular. America, 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 America. Dodge claims a top speed of 204 miles per hour, a 0 to 60 time in 3.7 seconds, and a quarter mile in just 11.0 seconds, which has actually been certified by the NHRA. So maybe it's a little bit like the Dodge Challenger Demon, where they overestimate their performance by quite a bit, but I actually kind of suspect this car does perform very well. And Dodge also adds a lot of different technological features to help it perform better, such as the rain brake support, which is a system that will come on when the windshield wipers are activated. It'll apply a small amount of brake pressure on the brake pads just to make sure you don't get any water stuck in them, and to make sure that they wear out quicker so you have to buy new ones sooner. Something Dodge is working really hard to improve is the handling on the car, so you've got a ton of different available suspension setups for the Charger, all of which are fully independent. Something they're not working on improving is the fuel economy. You only get 13 mpg in the city and 22 on the highway, but if you're buying this car, you kind of suspected that. As far as the exterior goes, you can really see Dodge put a lot of thought into this car, put a lot of retro styling cues into it, so that it would kind of harken back to the old Dodges from the 70s and 80s and give it a really cool retro look. Love the HID headlights up here. Those give it a really aggressive look. It's got a functional hood scoop up top with 2 heat extractors. On the side, you get 20-inch rims as standard with 6-piston Brembo brakes. Something that Dodge really likes to point out on the Charger are the side door scallops that kind of give it a super muscular look. And in back you have a one-piece body-colored spoiler, a one-piece LED taillight that's not one piece but goes all the way across the rear bumper for a really cool look, and dual exhaust tips. But not only is it a beautiful design, it's also pretty functional as well. It has a drag coefficient of just 0.335, which is not bad for a muscle car. It also has a base curb weight of 4,570 pounds, which admittedly is a lot. From the interior, you can once again see that Dodge has put in a lot of retro features just to remind us of the really cool heritage that the Charger has. You know, they've been produced for decades now, and it's got a really cool history to it. Love the leather parts. You have a leather-wrapped steering wheel here, a leather-wrapped gear selector here with a really cool design to it. Again, just harkens back to the old Dodges from the 70s and 80s. You can see there's an available 8.4-inch infotainment touchscreen here. What's really cool about that is you can opt for it to have the Dodge performance pages, and what that is, it's basically this system that you would find by pressing this SRT button here, and it would go into all the performance data in the car in live time. So that is a really cool option. I would imagine a lot of buyers would opt to have that in their Hellcat. On the gauge cluster, you've got another 7-inch digital screen that is available. What's really interesting about the gauge cluster, I love the design by the way, but what's really interesting about it is that the speedometer only goes to 200 miles per hour, whereas before in the back of the car I had said top speed was 204. Either Dodge is lying or they didn't put a big enough gauge cluster there. Still a cool design though. And finally, you have 6.5 cubic feet of trunk space, meaning that this is a rather practical car, especially with the rear seats, which actually have a fair amount of legroom. If you enjoyed this video, don't go anywhere. You can check out my review of the Challenger SRT Hellcat right there. Make sure to like this video, give it a comment, and subscribe, because I've got a ton of exotic supercar and hypercar reviews up. Thanks for watching.